Alright, so there's a video that I made when Natalie disappeared. We're gonna go to this first. This is my last ditch effort to try to get help stopping the abuse that I had endured for over a year by this point. This is Rose M. Kelly. It's Natalie's mother. On 12/9/17, that's 3 days before I exposed Natalie's dad with Natalie's email. I tried to get a hold of Rose first. I didn't know if she was Natalie's mom or not, but I needed help. I typed, "Hi, I don't know if you are Natalie and Alicia's mom, but if you are, I'm the autistic homeless guy who was honking like an idiot last year in front of your house. I'm sorry it was taken how it was by all of us. I would like for you to call me. I have no intention of harming anyone ever." And then my old phone number, which no longer exists. And then it says, "If you aren't their mom, please get my number to their mom. If you are their mom, people have assaulted me over it and threatened my life. And after that, I sent some mean texts because they called me a rapist and a child molester. And I never did either of those, neither did either to your daughters. Please help." Now, here's the thing. Natalie never once accused me of raping or molesting her. And Alicia didn't either. Those rumors were started by Maddie Boa. And a lot of the messages between Maddie Boa and I are on my YouTube channel as well. You're about to find some more out about Rose M. Kelly. This is from when Natalie disappeared. I suppose we ought to play the video first before doing that.
Alright, I don't know if this probably won't go to me, but just in case.
Alright, I'm going to pause it for a second just to point out this place. This place that I'm at this point, this is Kayla Trujillo's apartment in Aurora. It's just off of 120th and Melody. You know how I got there? I fucking walked over 100 blocks.
The lady from the pedestrian shop where I found Danny dead, she gave me $100. I get like $705 a month for having Asperger's, and my January money, I didn't pay all my bills. I still got like $300 left on that. So if it would help you to get somewhere safe, I got money I can send you. You can stay.
Now here's the thing. Alright, apparently it's hiding comments now. I don't know why it just took away the comment from Rose M. Kelly. We'll try it again. Most relevant. And then we'll go to real-time comments. I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright, I got it to work. Rose M. Kelly, that's Natalie's mother. She typed, "I don't know how you can even post these things. The police contacted you because you were a suspect. My daughter had to get a restraining order against you not even 2 weeks ago. Have you seen my child, stalker?" I replied, "Go find Natalie. Stop picking on me. Stop blaming me and go find her. I spent a lot of time at the cop shop today trying to help. Cops scratched me off their list, so stop being an asshole and help find her." And then I typed, "Lady, I've been threatened and assaulted for over a year over Natalie and Alicia. You looking for a scapegoat won't find Natalie. Threatening me won't find her either. Looking for her works better, so go looking." Here's Acia Williams. This is one of the drama hounds in Boulder. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people who think it's fun to destroy another person's life for entertainment. Or they think that they gotta destroy a human being's life because they heard a fucking rumor. Here's the thing. Obviously, I tried to get help from Rose M. Kelly. Obviously, I was trying to help find her daughter and get her safe. And like I said before, I offered every penny that I had. Now, that person that I refer to in this video, who worked at the pedestrian shop, that woman's name is Kinga Nichols. And there are several conversations with her on my YouTube channel. Now, one of the things that was used, almost everything that I said was used to try to pretend like I was schizophrenic and crazy and making things up, including saying that Rose Kelly got onto my site and was calling me a stalker. Also, including me saying that I had gotten a hold of Rose before any of this shit happened and fucking fell apart like it did to try to get help. Now, here's the thing. After the protection order, I didn't try talking to Rose. I didn't try talking to Natalie. I didn't try talking to any of them until I found out that Natalie was missing. And even then, the only person I tried to get a hold of was Natalie. And I had permission of the police to do it. I had the permission of Detective Erica and her co-worker, who were the first officers to come speak to me in person. They told me that I could post this up, that I could try to help find her, and that's what I did. Now, one of the things that was used to try to pretend like I was crazy, I want you to look at that. It says 16 comments and 93,000 views. Now, when I said that I had a video with 93,000 views on my Facebook, well, I got treated like I was making it up. Does that look like I'm making it up? This is from Gilbert Ortega. This is Kayla Trujillo, aka Peaches. This is her brother typing this. He wrote, "My deepest respects and condolences to Natalie and her family. I hope that whoever harmed this poor girl is found so he can answer to this family that he has broken. To everyone on Facebook, my name is Gilbert. I personally surrendered Sean Schwartz to Adams County Police last night. It wasn't quite a surrendering thing that he had anything to do with. I had to call the police repeatedly to try to get them to do something. Anyway, it says let's see, he was interrogated for several hours, and in that investigation, they had come to the conclusion that he is not the person who had harmed Natalie. I feel I have to share this for the sake of his safety and well-being. The person or persons who are responsible for this heinous act of violence, if not already caught, are still out there. But I am so sorry for what the family has gone through, and I hope a speedy recovery of whoever is responsible." Now, here's the thing. Gilbert, he ain't a bad dude. Matter of fact, Kayla Trujillo is also not a bad person. The safety issues, it's pretty obvious that they still exist. It's pretty obvious that after you slander somebody's fucking name, make them out to be some sort of super psycho serial killer rapist, yeah, people are gonna fucking go after them. Don't be fucking stupid. This is something that was sent to me Says my phone is fucking up. It won't let me send texts now. Only 2 people with iPhones. I know who killed Natalie. Who? How would you know? Her ex-boyfriend Joey did it because my homie knows Mark and Joey, and Mark pretty much just told John that they wasn't at work and shit. Long story, I'll tell you later. So this person, Michael, was trying to fess up to something. It turned out that it wasn't Joey Moreno. This guy was wrong. Now I thought it was one of the other boyfriends or the ex-boyfriend. See, Natalie had at least 2 boyfriends when she was killed. Plus there's her ex-boyfriend, Tim Beeson. Natalie's family played a lot of fucked up head games, and I got a lot of messages from them. I've also got a lot of slander that I was able to see. Here's the thing: most of the Natalie Bollinger groups I was not allowed in. These groups were responsible for the majority of the abuse that I have had to endure over the internet. Instead of trying to find out the truth, people were interested in a scapegoat, and I am still being scapegoated over this shit. All right, when Natalie first disappeared, see, I made this on December 12th. I told you. December 12th is when I posted this up. This is an email that Natalie had sent me. It says, okay, so I guess I'll start from the beginning. So my mom left when Alicia and I were 3. She was 19 and married to my father. He was cheating and beating her. My dad told her that he was going to kill her if she didn't leave. So she left us as well and moved to Rhode Island. My dad was in and out of jail, and somehow my mom heard he was facing prison time. Alicia and I were 8 at this time. My dad was in the run, and my mom shows up. I knew who she was, but I was told awful things about her my whole life, that she burnt me with cigs, etc. But part of me knew knowing it was true. I was being raised by rich wolves. My mom fought for us for months. She got custody because we were being raised by awful humans. Who's she talking about there? She was talking about her dad. Oh yeah, and her Uncle Troy, who also molested her. Anyway, we'll get back to it. It says, I was happy to leave, but I didn't know this woman I was calling Mom. I had a brother I'd never met, and I hated him. My mom left our family and started a new one, but he was a baby, so I didn't hate him for long. My dad moved to Rhode Island running. We went back and forth between them for years. My mom would lose us for having dangerous men around. Then we'd go back to my dad until he'd start doing drugs again. My dad got custody of us. He wasn't allowed to drink because he becomes demonic. But he's my dad, so of course he did. He was having an affair at the time, and I was woken up by screams from my stepmother, Shelley. They has 2 children by this time. He had been drinking and was trying to kill Shelley. He was hitting her in the face on the curb repeatedly until she wasn't moving. There was much more, but yeah, so my mom got custody for a long time. Then she married this very abusive man. It got to the point where the judge said he wasn't allowed near of us children. But he scared my mom, so she still let him live with us. Meanwhile, my dad moved back to Colorado. He came and proved he was there and took Alicia and I. Shortly after, had us selling drugs for him at 13/14. He was hitting us and doing drugs with us while being a little too friendly. Those of you who have been molested or raped, you know what a little too friendly is. Matter of fact, those of you who have been in just a real uncomfortable situation with somebody touching you over and over and over again, you know what that means. Anyway, it says, so my sister told on him. This was while I knew you at the park. We were put into foster care. My mom had moved to Virginia to get away from her husband, and we were in and out of foster homes. I hadn't spoken with her in a year or so before I asked her to come get me. They were going to hold me in a group home until I was 21 because I wouldn't stop getting high. We moved to Virginia, and I think you know the rest. But that's most my story. Anyway, I didn't know how to take screenshots when I made this. And look at the date on it, December 12th of 2017. I didn't know how to put a date on it. I didn't know how to take screenshots at that particular date. I didn't learn how to take screenshots until after Natalie was killed. So the problem with the screenshots is that I didn't know how to do it. So all of this, I copied and pasted. I copied and pasted this from the correspondence between Natalie and I in emails. I'm about to press play on this video. Now, like I said, this was over 2 weeks before she was shot in the head. This is before the protection order, which, by the way, every one of these things, I'm prevented from going to court so they magically win. Imagine that. They automatically win if you don't go to court. Did you know that? So even if you are illegally prevented from going to court, you got to find some sort of representation. Now, this one has 999 views. Obviously, that's a lot less than the 93,000 views on the last video. Now, let's go all the way back to the beginning here. I'll pause this a couple of times to explain things.
So I'm at war with all of you. You are my enemies. You weren't going to fight for my human rights, but you want me to fight for yours. You want me to stick up for yours, even when you're wrong.
Now, I'm going to pause this. At that point in time, I had a bunch of black people telling me what I owed them because of things that happened to their ancestors. Now, anybody who's ever looked at the numbers realizes that the homeless people are killed by police per capita at over a 250 to 1 ratio over black people. I was basically being told over and over again that I needed to go to the back of the bus while I'm enduring. By this point, I'd already been assaulted 7 times over Natalie and Alicia lying. They never said that I raped or molested them. They said that I stalked them, which was an outright lie that led to all of this. Now, we're going to make a video where we go to Natalie's timeline and go all the way to the very beginning of her last public post, where she's commenting, where she admits that her and I didn't have a sexual relationship. And in that video, I will probably go through Natalie and I's comments between each other so that I can show you about the plan for the Virginia trip, how these things were her ideas. And I'll get to show you on her timeline how what she typed is completely different from what actually happened. Now, it wasn't just black people who were doing this to me. It was also women. When I was talking about how boys get molested and boys get raped, I kept on getting this, oh, well, girls are abused more than men. Girls are abused more than men. You know, you should quit bitching about men having to go through this because they don't have to go through it nearly as much as, you know, that fucking hurts. When a woman is victimized, we're supposed to stop everything and drop everything to go help her. When a man is victimized, he's told he needs to shut up because he's got a penis. And there were other groups as well, but we'll get into that later probably.
It's wrong to want special rights for you. It is. This group bullshit is fucking bullshit. Blaming good men because bad men do bad shit to you. I didn't choose this. I didn't choose this for any of you. There's a thing I just...
Now this last string of comments there, that has a lot to do with, there's a lot of women who, well, they're abused by a man and then they take it out on another man. Usually a man who is easy to victimize. Somebody who is disabled or homeless or broke or ugly. At this point, I was pissed off. Obviously, over on the side with the comments, I put her story. That's the thing, is that it wasn't just Natalie. But at this point, I needed something to be done specifically about the Natalie situation, and people just wanted to keep on giving me advice. They didn't want to hear what the fuck was going on. They wanted to tell me how to think and how to feel and how to deal with shit that they know nothing about because they're too busy telling me how to think and feel. So I've got all these women that I know at this point who had asked for my help because they're in abusive relationships. And they kept on going back to the asshole who abused them and treating me or my friends who rescued them, because I wasn't the only one rescuing people, completely like shit.
It's posted. Somebody sent it to me.
I'm talking about
Somebody
this
who
now.
pretended to give a shit.
That'd be Natalie.
Somebody who pretended to care.
That'd be Natalie.
I have people threatening me, threatening my life, threatening my family's life.
Now, mind you, this is all before she was fucking killed.
Calling me a child molester, calling me a rapist over this girl. The dude.
Now, when I show you the Tim Beeson comments, you'll get to see how her ex-boyfriend, the one who stole her dog and held her down, she thought that he was going to fucking kill her. And then he kept on calling her in Virginia saying he was going to shoot himself in the head because he wanted her back. See, that's the difference between why he wanted to die and why I want to. He wanted to die because she wasn't touching his penis anymore. He didn't own or possess her anymore. I wanted to die because I was being treated like some sort of a horrible monster for being the fucking good guy. And every one of you, man or woman, knows this to be true, so don't try bullshitting anybody about it. I'm not talking about just with me in my situation. Every one of you knows somebody in this situation. Some decent guy who is going through hell because he helped out a fucking junkie.
Who fucking raped her, called me up and threatened me over her.
That's Tim Beeson.
The guy who stole her fucking dog and fucking molested her when she was underage.
That's Tim
called
Beeson.
Me up to threaten my life and threaten my family's life.
Now here's the thing. People getting a hold of me to tell me that they're going to kill me and kill my family. Fine, kill me. I am fine with that. Don't threaten harm against my family. And if you're going to threaten me, actually follow through. Now, in the Tim Beeson texts, that's different from what I'm talking about here. Here, I'm talking about actually being called up by these fucking predators.
He thought he was going to scare me with a motorcycle club? Are you fucking kidding me, Tim, the bitch boy fucking Beeson? You child molesting fuck? Right here. Yeah, it's not me that's going to fucking rape you. It's your goddamn dad.
Statistically, yeah, that's fucking true.
So you treat me like shit for it. And then you treat the guys who tried to fucking kill you like fucking kings. I'm not afraid of the cops.
Now, here's the thing. We all have to be afraid of the cops. I just wasn't afraid of getting in trouble because I hadn't done anything wrong. I wasn't afraid of getting arrested and going to jail on trumped up charges because there was no fucking evidence of wrongdoing. I was the one being threatened. I was the one being harassed. I was the one who had people telling me they're going to kill my family. I was the one being assaulted. I was the one being prevented from seeing my family. I was the one who was forced to come live in Chapel, fucking Nebraska, which is probably one of the worst places on the planet to live. Unless you're pretty.
I'm not. I want them to come get me. I want them to fucking kill me.
Now, did I mean that? Absolutely. Until you have had your entire life turned upside down and been prevented from going to see any of your loved ones without being threatened, harassed, or assaulted. Having your friends throw you away over rumors started by Matty Boa. Until you have had to go through all of that because you tried to help somebody out of situations like this. Well, it's not your place to judge, now is it? Yeah, you can see that I wanted my life to end before Natalie was even killed over the shit that her and her fucking friends and her family had done. Now, her family got way worse. Once you start getting into the Natalie Bollinger web sleuth groups and you start getting into Mike Boudet and Rob Gavigan and a lot of this other stuff, you realize how fucked up her family really is. I got evidence from all of their timelines about their drug use and abuse.
I want to be done with you people and your goddamn excuses. I don't deserve this fucking cruelty. Tim deserves this cruelty. Ted deserves this cruelty.
Who raped Natalie? Tim Beeson and Ted Bollinger. Oh yeah, Troy Bollinger as well. Her actual predators got away with it scot-fucking-free. Now it's almost 5 o'clock in the morning here. And a lot of this stuff I've posted up before over and over again. I have posted it repeatedly. But people don't want to see it. They want to pretend that it doesn't exist, especially web sleuths. A lot of these people who hate me, they know that this evidence exists, but they try to convince people not to go digging for it by claiming that I'm a liar. Lovely. Or they get on and they start trolling like a motherfucker. Hey man, Ativan, where's my Ativan? You owe me Ativan. But here's the thing. On the internet, if somebody is trolling me, I can simply block them from my channel, and then they make more accounts to get on and harass me some more, like those guys on my last video did. The video Gabby Petito. Now, there's a lot of this kind of stuff they tried to claim that I was making up. Like the fact that I exposed Ted Bollinger on December 12th of 2017 with his daughter's own words. Or like the fact that I tried to give all of my money to Natalie to try to get her safe, even after all she had done to destroy my life. And when her sister disappeared repeatedly, here's one. I tried to help find her safely. This is a whole bunch of missing people. We'll type up A guy named Bobby Forrest was friends with Natalie and Alicia. And he called me up when I was in in South Dakota to let me know Alicia Bollinger was missing. I was outside for this video. Alright, she is missing from Sumner County. If you find Alicia Bollinger, contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Department. I can't remember their number. I don't know how to bring it up while I'm making a video. It's colder than a cast iron commode on the king side of the right. My fucking fingers don't work. Go fucking find her, goddammit! Fuck! I was freezing. It was raining, half ice and half rain, but it was frozen. It was just the sheer mess of it all. As soon as it hit my stuff, it got cold. It was windy, so my fingers were frozen anyway. My nose was frozen. Everything was friggin' cold. I had just gotten off of a bus. I mean, I found out as I was getting off of the bus is when Bobby Forrest had actually called me. And I was still inside of the bus station. They actually closed down the bus station while I was in it. But here's the post I made while I was in the bus station. All right, everybody in the Denver, Boulder area, I just got a message. Alicia Bollinger is missing. Mind you, at this point, I didn't know that she was missing from Kansas. At this point, I just knew she was missing. Bobby and I were both trying to find out any information we could to try to get Alicia safe. If you don't know what she looks like, type up Natalie Bollinger on the internet. She looks just like her sister. Fuck. Go find her, okay? Now, this was the third time that Alicia had gone missing, and the third time I had helped to find her. Here's another one. Alicia Bollinger is missing from Wichita, Kansas. Apparently, I'm not allowed to die with some Bollinger fucking it up. Alicia Bollinger is missing in Wichita, Kansas. Anyone in Wichita, Kansas, please help to find her, okay? Fuck, it's cold. She's about 4'8". She's fucking tiny. She's from the picture that I saw. She's a lot skinnier. Oh God, I was gonna try to tell you the name of the sheriff's department to call, but it's Wichita, Kansas. For fuck's sake, go find her. Amazing, isn't it? Here's another one. Well, here's another one to look at. This is not Alicia Bollinger. Glendale teen Alicia Navarro remains missing nearly 2 years after her disappearance. I'm going to have to look that up. Bollinger. This is the sister of Natalie Bollinger. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas since the day after my birthday. This is what was going on with her dad when they got busted. There's a lot more to it than that. Here's some more of it. And some more. The cops been strewn up real big. Ted Bollinger here is the friggin' culprit. That's not saying that he's the reason that his daughter is missing. That's saying that this guy is the dangerous predator that you guys pegged me to be. This is from Jefferson County, Colorado. Alicia Bollinger has court for drugs. Ted, court for drugs and for a firearm. Yeah, you guys are friggin' dumb. This is the motel that Alicia was last seen at. It is not a good area. Here's one of the most recent ones. This is from someone calling herself Anna Solves. And of course, she sells the same bullshit as everyone else. Doesn't actually care about the truth, though. It's not the only one. Here's one, the bizarre case of Natalie Bollinger, seriously strange, number 114, Rob Gavigan. Now you see that eye patch? That picture there, this is Joseph Lopez, the one in the center. The one on the left is obviously Natalie. The one on the right is obviously me. Now they went through pictures of mine, personal pictures, that were just me having fun. When I had that eye patch on and I did my hair up like that, that was because a woman named Janine Barrett had asked me to. Janine's the one who took the picture. So they tried using that picture to pretend I was some insane son of a bitch. Here's one called Restrained. Here's the one by Anna Solves. Here's a whole bunch more. It's just entertainment. Just entertainment. Here's
a lot
a good
about
one.
Natalie. You're going to have the police department get that confidential information with them. Also, I've been instructed not to speak to y'all, but I got a few more fingers for you.
Well, do you know what happened to her?
I started off this interaction here giving him 2 of my fingers when I walked out of the courthouse. This is over the assault by Waylon Lolatai. I was arrested and charged with assault. They later had to drop the charges because they were bogus. This is pretty popular. They keep on charging me with bullshit every time I try to turn in an officer or one of these predators. They charge me with bullshit and lock me the fuck up. And then they use that as an excuse to deny me the right to turn in my predators. And then they use it as an excuse to deny me the right to go to my court dates. Imagine that. Dual County was not the first ones to pull the tricks that they're pulling now. I'd already been through them repeatedly.
No. You know who does?
Tell me.
How would I know? What happened to Natalie? What do you guys know? All I know is from Facebook Messenger, and I hate Facebook.
What did...
Matter of fact, everything I knew from Facebook Messenger, I basically knew from Sarah Rubiolo Spice. She was one of the missing people that I had helped to find before Natalie disappeared. Matter of fact, Sarah was so glad about that she invited me to her high school graduation, and I accepted. She introduced me to her mother. Imagine that.
Facebook Messenger say?
It doesn't matter. You need to get a hold of the police and talk to them.
Well, apparently you are the interest of this case, so why were you a suspect of interest in this case?
I was not a suspect. I was a person of interest. And I heard that. I saw it on a news report. I have not yet heard that from the police. Now, if you guys would like to, you can go contact the Broomfield Police Department and you can ask them for whatever information that you feel is pertinent. However, my rights have been violated for the last week, and you guys are seriously all up in my bubble and freaking me out. You're seriously giving me a panic attack. Well done, sir.
The dude ran into the vehicle. Their cameraman. You'd think
You know me.
that after all these years, I don't want to see that.
A lot about Natalie. You're gonna have the police.
Well, that's not what I
department
meant to do. You'd think after all these years that somebody would have spoken for me. Somebody would have sat down with me and looked at the evidence with me. Now, there's a lot of people like, all right, for example, my autism advocate. You know, she didn't take things as seriously as she really should have in the very beginning. And I didn't have the ability to show her the evidence that I needed to show her to get her on board, to get her to understand. Once you've seen the evidence, you start to understand quick. My autism advocate understands the hell that I've gone through. Not firsthand, but she's gotten to see the evidence.